Today, our story is from the book of 1 Kings. It's a story about the prophet Elijah, a never-ending jar of flour, and a boy who comes back from the dead.
Let's see. In the beginning, God created everything and it was good. He told Adam and Eve to care for all things, but to not eat from one specific tree. But they ate from the tree, choosing their way over God's way, and they broke the relationship they had with God. They sinned. Once sin entered the world, so did the consequences of sin, which included pain and death. But God wanted to restore the relationship he had with humans, so he began an incredible rescue plan to reconnect himself with people. This plan started with Abraham and Sarah, who had a son named Isaac. Isaac married Rebekah, and they had a son named Jacob, who was later renamed Israel. Israel's family became the Israelites, and they were God's chosen people. But that didn't mean life was easy for them. They ended up trapped in Egypt as slaves, and when God sent Moses to free them, they complained about being lost in the desert without food or water. But God still provided for them and gave them laws to follow, to help them live in the best way possible and to love God and others. But they still chose to do things their own way. So God gave them judges to help them know how to live, but they wanted a king, so he gave them a king. The first king wasn't very good, but then David became king. You know, the shepherd boy who defeated the giant Goliath? He was a great king, but even David made some pretty major mistakes. When he died, his son Solomon became king. He was good at first, but eventually he chose to do things his own way instead of listening to God. After him, Israel had many kings who chose not to follow God, nor did they listen to his commands. This was not a good time for Israel, but despite their disobedience, God chose a special man named Elijah to speak to the people on his behalf. And that leads to today's story from 1 Kings 1 through 17.